When the king of pop died in 2009, the entire world stopped. Millions mourned. Candlelight vigils filled the streets. His music echoed through radios, TV screens, and smartphones everywhere. But while fans celebrated his life, a darker mystery began to unfold. Where was Michael Jackson really buried? You'd expect the most famous entertainer in history to have a grand, public resting place, a monument, perhaps a grave fans could visit freely. But the truth is far more hidden. His final resting place is not what you think. It's private, sealed away, and even now, decades later, fans whisper about its secrets. This is the untold, emotional story behind Michael Jackson's hidden grave. Michael Jackson wasn't just a singer. He was a global icon, a man whose music, dance, and creativity transformed culture forever. From the Jackson 5 to Thriller, he gave the world a soundtrack of joy, pain, and magic. But his life was never simple. Fame, controversy, loneliness, his story had it all. And in the end, his death shook the world like an earthquake. Yet what most people don't know is that even in death, Michael's story remained filled with mystery. His grave became the center of speculation, rumors, and heartbreak. Fans searched for it. Some claimed it was hidden. Others whispered about secrecy, protection, and fear. Why would the king of pop be laid to rest in such a secretive way? And what does his grave really say about his legacy? Michael Joseph Jackson was born in Gary, Indiana in 1958, the seventh child in a working-class family. He showed extraordinary talent from the start. At just 11 years old, he became the lead singer of the Jackson 5. Their energy and sound took Motown by storm. Songs like I Want You Back in ABC top charts, making the young Michael a star. But he wanted more. In the 1980s, Michael Jackson launched his solo career and changed music forever. His album Thriller became the best-selling record of all time. Music videos like Billie Jean, Beat It, and Thriller redefined entertainment. He moonwalked his way into history. Yet behind the success was a man under crushing pressure. Fame isolated him. His appearance, personal choices, and controversies drew constant attention. Allegations, legal battles, and endless scrutiny followed him throughout his life. Still, fans never let go. They saw the genius. They heard the pain in his songs. They witnessed a childlike innocence in his voice. Michael wasn't just a performer. He was a fragile human being trying to live under the weight of being the most famous man on earth. And as his career slowed in the 2000s, Michael dreamed of a comeback. A massive series of shows in London called This Is It. It was meant to be his return to glory. But fate had other plans. On June 25th, 2009, the world received the news no one wanted to believe. Michael Jackson was gone. He died at just 50 years old in his Los Angeles home from acute propofol intoxication. The shocking details stunned the world. His personal doctor, Conrad Murray, would later be convicted of involuntary manslaughter. For fans, it was more than just a headline. It was a heartbreak. People flooded the gates of Neverland Ranch, the Apollo Theater in New York, and outside his Los Angeles home. Vigils stretched across continents. Television replayed his greatest performances. Radio stations played his music nonstop. It felt as if the whole planet was grieving together. But then came the question, where would Michael Jackson be buried, with his death being so public? Many expected a memorial like Elvis Presley's Graceland, a place fans would gather, leave flowers, and honor his legacy. At first, his golden casket was displayed during a public memorial service at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Millions watched live around the globe. It was a spectacle unlike anything before. But after the cameras turned off, his family made a surprising choice. His actual burial would be private, secretive, away from the eyes of the world. This decision created rumors. Some believed Michael's body wasn't in the casket. Others thought his grave was hidden, protected from vandals, obsessed fans, or even thieves. The truth is, his grave was hidden in plain sight, but not just anyone could find it. Michael Jackson's final resting place is inside Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California. It's a massive cemetery where many Hollywood legends are buried. But Michael's grave is no ordinary one. He lies in the Great Mausoleum, a grand marble structure inspired by Italian cathedrals. Its halls are lined with stained glass, artwork, and golden statues. But unlike most graves there, Michael's is sealed away in a private section. Locked doors, security cameras. No casual visitor can simply walk up to his tomb. His crypt is hidden behind heavy gates, with security guards patrolling the area. Even in death, the king of pop is shielded from the world. Fans still find ways to honor him. Outside the mausoleum, flowers, letters, and photos pile up on anniversaries of his birth and death. The gates overflow with tributes. Some fans write emotional messages. "You changed my life. Your music saved me. Forever the king." Others sing his songs softly at the entrance, turning the area into a quiet shrine. For many, even being near the walls of his hidden grave feels like a connection to him. Few people realize just how heavily protected Michael Jackson's final resting place truly is. Unlike Elvis Presley's grave at Graceland, which welcomes thousands of fans every single day, Michael's tomb at Forest Lawn is deliberately closed off from the public. The difference is striking. While some graves become shrines, Michael's has been sealed away. Why? The fear was very real. Family members and cemetery officials worried that his crypt could be vandalized, defaced, or even robbed. Some believe that obsessed fans, or worse, profiteers, might attempt to steal his body or damage the site. Security had to be airtight. Forest Lawn is known for its famous residents, but Michael's resting place became one of its most tightly guarded secrets. This secrecy, however, only fueled the fire of conspiracy. Whispers spread across the world. Some claim Michael isn't buried there at all, that perhaps his body was cremated in secret. Others go further, insisting that he faked his death entirely and lives on in hiding. Photos of supposed sightings and internet rumors keep these theories alive, even today. But official records confirm otherwise. Michael Jackson rests inside that marble crypt, sealed away from the world. Hidden, yes, but surrounded by beauty, privacy, and peace. In many ways, the secrecy itself feels fitting. For a man whose life was lived in the spotlight, perhaps this is the only way he could finally disappear. Why hide the king of pop? Perhaps the answer lies in Michael's own life. He longed for privacy. He was chased, judged, and scrutinized everywhere he went. In a way, his hidden grave reflects his deepest desire, to finally rest in peace, away from the spotlight. At the same time, the mausoleum's grandeur reflects his legacy, a man larger than life, surrounded by art, music, and symbols of eternity. His hidden grave is both heartbreaking and poetic. It's not a place of spectacle. It's a place of silence, a place where, for the first time, Michael Jackson is untouchable. Michael Jackson's grave is more than just a hidden tomb. It's a mirror of his extraordinary life. His story was one of dazzling fame and unimaginable success, but also of constant struggle, loneliness, and relentless public attention. He gave the world his voice, his music, his art, and in return, he often received judgment, speculation, and pressure that few human beings could endure. In death, his family granted him something he never truly had in life: privacy. Behind the locked doors of his crypt, away from flashing cameras and endless rumors, lies a sanctuary, a place not for the world, but for him. The very fact that it is sealed, unseen by millions, makes it feel almost symbolic. His final resting place isn't a stage or a shrine. It is silence. And yet, Michael Jackson is everywhere. Fans may never gather directly before his grave, but they don't need to. His legacy lives in every corner of the globe. Every time Billie Jean plays, every moonwalk imitated, Every lyric sung by a new generation, his presence returns. The king of pop may rest quietly, shielded from the world at last, but his voice, his music, and his spirit will never fade. Now, I want to ask you, would you ever visit Michael Jackson's hidden grave if you had the chance? Do you think his family was right to keep it private? Or should the king of pop have a public memorial like Elvis at Graceland? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below. And tell me this, whose grave should we explore next? The Hollywood legends? The rock stars? Or maybe the silent graves of forgotten icons? If you enjoyed this deep dive into the untold story behind Michael Jackson's hidden grave, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon. We bring you more emotional, suspenseful stories on the lives and deaths of the world's greatest stars. Until next time, remember, behind every grave lies a story, and some stories are more shocking than we ever imagined.